time to refine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck.
Targets acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
There we go. That's what we want. Let's get rid of this. There we go. All right. I think I'm on the wrong camera as well. I am. There we go. That's better. Now I'm handsome. Let's do it. Let's do it to it, guys. Whew, man, what a weekend. Sorry about Saturday, guys. I had a massive headache on Saturday, and I actually I had a I went on to Chris Lestrange's stream, and it was It was terrible. To be honest with you, it wasn't. My head hurt, and the guy was a jerk, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna wreck him. So I wrecked the whole thing, and then I left. Um, K2, keep on trucking. You had the worst luck last week. Oh, let me know, man. What's up? What happened? All right, let's see. We got Damien in the house. Damien was there watching it go down when I had the bad headache. K2 obviously is in the house. 13 Bujikon is in the house, and hopefully we'll get some more people. Just drum up the business. Mister, good morning, sir. Good afternoon to me, actually. It's noon here, noon 30, I think. Yeah, I'm 30 minutes late. I feel like I feel like Brian today, I guess. I don't know. So, um, so we'll see. We'll see what's up. Uh, good morning to everyone. While I get some things started here, guys, just understand this is not the way I normally do things. Normally, I try and be really cool and get all my stuff done. Not today. Today, a lot of stuff going on. I'm really busy right now. I've been working, basically from the time I get up, time I go to bed. I'm just working. Um, and or I'm always busy. I don't know if I'm saying I'm working, but I'm always busy. The minute I get up, the minute I go to bed, we're going. So yeah, just bear with me. And let me spam it out there that I'm live so that everybody can come get some. And we'll dive into this sweet cat daddy of a show that I've got going on today. It's going to be awesome. Obviously, we have the right. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's better. Um, so obviously, we've got a lot of stuff going on today. We're going to just kind of step this up. Let me read this. After you clock out, left work after driving in a snowstorm, came around Icy Bend, gave my pickup gas, and fishtailed into the ditch at a farmer's wired fence. That sucks, man. That sucks. Isn't it? Hopefully, the insurance covers your truck and that farmer's fence because, it's poor form to leave a farmer's fence broken. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Good to see you. Mister, good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Guys, we got some debate prep to do today. Debate prep. I was gonna love it. So I'm gonna read this. I gotta dig it back up. I had it. It's not hidden or anything. It's just there. All right. If anybody wants to spam the link out in like Glenn's channel or wherever in my name, please feel free to use my name in vain. All right, Cheryl, I am doing well. I'm just obviously busy. Um, you know, what's up, Kevin? I was just talking about you, my bro, my broski. Just talking about you. And yeah, hey man, if it's just scratches on that truck, man, that's cool, man. That's good. All right, so the debate prompt for this week, I'm going to copy this, and then it looks like he's actually changed it maybe a little bit. Let me see if I can put this out there somehow. Let me see. Let me see what can be done. Whoa. Let's see. So obviously, the first of the topics will be it'll be open discussion. It'll probably be something stupid again. Um, so I got to break this up. I can't do it that way. I don't want to do it that way. Let me see what we can do here. Yeah, all right, I can't. I'm just gonna have to read it, guys. I'm sorry. Just gonna have to read it to you guys. Just gonna have to bear with me. Try and follow along. Maybe get your pens and pencils out. We'll just have a little bit of a follow along. Um, so the debate prompt for tonight over on the Reverie. I want you guys to be thinking about this while I do my intro and get this kicked off. The debate topic is: last week, the top executive at United Healthcare was gunned down by an assassin in Manhattan. It was a clear targeted murder. While we don't yet have a definitive motive, all signs point to revenge over denial of healthcare coverage by the insurer. Am I not as loud as normal? Did I get my no? I'm belting it out there. Turn your volume up. All right. So healthcare coverage by the insurer. In the wake of this high-profile assassination, however, there has been a lack of remorse for the victim. Many have shown support for the leader, and have been quietly suggesting that other insurance executives as target. This incident has laid bare the anger the country feels over the state of the health insurance industry. How do you feel about this death? This is a bad thing to argue. My feelings are irrelevant. We're dealing in logic here. Do you think that vigilante justice ever has its place? That's a good prompt. I like that. Even if you disapprove of the killing, do you think that there is value in putting fear into the hearts of the powerful? That's a good prompt. I like that. And what do you think can be done to quell? It's a good word. It's good word usage. The clear anger the public has against the American healthcare industry. Let's go, boys. Let's dig into this. All right. Well, actually, I want you guys to stew on that a minute. I want you to stew on it while I finish up the intro to the show. But that is the debate prompt. I'll read it again later, or at least most of it. And that's the debate prompt for today. We've got to talk about some business stuff here, though. There's so much weirdness going on. You can't even make this stuff up. I wish you could, but you can't. So there's we've got there's all these articles about in the news today about various things. Depending on where you're at, Tennessee's rebuilding after the tornado still from last year. That's not unusual. It usually takes us about 2 to 3 years to completely rebuild after the tornado comes through. And part of that's because the insurance companies deny, and it takes you 6 months just to get a claim filed, and that's pretty stupid. What else is going on? So it's I'm on the. Do you guys think that Daniel Penny is going to be acquitted in the next trial? Obviously this trial was a hung jury. It couldn't come to a decision, and so what do you think, guys? What do you think? Where do we fall with Daniel Penny? All right. So, and then, Trump's border czar is already firing shots at the Dems. I mean, we got a lot going on. XRP was in the news yesterday. Obviously, that was a good thing. there's I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's get some input here. Where are we at? Let me scroll through the chatorama. All right, you can go. All right, sorry, I got to scroll down because I don't know what I was doing. Anson Knowles, you're funny, man. Um, Anson Knowles has it down. Actually, Anson should come up and do the show with me today because he'll be great for this. Yeah, did it get dismissed? I thought that they did really. Wow. So last I heard, they were hung. They couldn't come to a decision. Um, yeah. All right. Well, this is news because when last I read, Penny they're going to do a mistrial or whatever because but yeah, so Penny's off, huh? Do we have any riots? Where's the Black Lives Matter guys? Hmm? Those guys show up yet? I'm sure that they're on their way. I mean, the guy just saved a bunch of people's lives in a bus. Happened 30 minutes ago. That's why I don't know because I've been on the phone for the last hour. So, all right, snipe from the sidelines there, Hot Rod. Snipe from the sidelines. I'll get somebody to come up here. We'll get Cheryl to come up here. It's too bad. Where's Arthur Daya? All the days that we're literally arguing the things that she and talking about the things that she wants to talk about, she's nowhere to be found. Wait, what? Tomfoolery rage quit? No, not that guy. He's so level-headed. Weird. Where is Mikey Balls? Mikey Balls ought to come up on the stage today. That's who ought to be. That's somebody bring me Mikey Balls. That was really bad. Oh, uh, she does work. Who does work? I'm not. Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean Arthur Daya? She could change her shift. She's got seniority. As I sip my latte made by my wife. 19th anniversary yesterday, guys. The last year was the 19th year of my marriage. We're heading in the big 2-0. 2-0. A big 20. Yeah. That's funny. K2, keep on trucking. Bring Mikey's balls. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So yeah. So yeah, he's probably in his Discord somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. So yesterday was the anniversary. It was great. No, yesterday I was fine. It was Saturday I had a headache, man. Saturday I was like, dude. Kevin, you are a studly. I got to be honest with you, Kevin. You guys haven't met Kevin. I've met Kevin. I've hung out with Kevin. Kevin's a good dude. And as a matter of fact, I actually I'm working on some stuff that I need to get a hold of Kevin for relatively soon. So I'll be coming over there to raid your parts cache and see what you got laying around that I can use. So, yeah. Whatever was ruined by bad. So here's the thing, guys. I really wanted to watch whatever last night. However, I was in a meeting. By the time I got out of the meeting, the show was already started, and I was in whatever's Discord for a little while, just kind of blathering. Nothing big, just like, things to do. And so, um, the but I just don't, I just haven't been able to spend any time on whatever lately. I really probably should. You want to talk about Daniel? Hey, Imperious. Hey, man, I'm sorry I beat up your hero the other day. I'm sorry about that, but I had to put him down like the dog he is. So, I'm sorry about that, brother. I think whatever with Andrew. So the problem is with Andrew on whatever he does. There's no need for me to snipe from the sidelines. Millionaire Bachelor, obviously, he's everything you want to be. I I committed a rash of felonies against that human. Oh, okay. Well, your boy got checked so hard he may not come back. I hadn't heard from him. You would think that after you got that checked, right, that you got smoked into the dirt that bad, that you'd at least come into my show and say something, right? I did half the show Friday night on that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure K2. I'm pretty sure that there was some tip to tip action in his admitted you know, activities. I'm going to read this prompt again, guys, for those of you who are just coming in. I'm going to read this prompt. This is what I'm will be arguing this evening, assuming that I can get back in time to do the show. My son has a violin concert at 6:30. The show starts in theory at 7, and the main part of it supposedly I think starts at 8 or 9, and hopefully I can be back by 9. But we'll see. The concert should run about half an hour to an hour, probably an hour, and so we'll go from there. It's a high school concert. It's not, and we could leave. We could, in theory, leave early. We don't have to stay to listen to the seniors. We just need to hear my boy and then get out of there because he's got homework to do. Matter of fact, that's exactly how I'm gonna present that to everyone. Is that he's got to get back. He's got things to do. Dude, he how many times did he rage quit the other night, guys? Somebody had to have counted. Literally, I was like one sentence in, and dude rage quit. He just quit. He's just done. Out. Bang. By the way, where's Clovertack? Is Clovertack still alive? That young man has not been around very much lately, and I'm concerned for his well-being. Him and Glenn, when those guys go silent, it's not good. All right, so here's the topic, guys. So let me see if I can post this in a text for. Let's see. New. Yeah, I can't do that either. All right, that's fine. Whatever. Alrighty. All right, guys. So here's the debate prompt. I'm going to read the whole thing. I'll outline the debate prompts or what I consider to be the debate prompts. All right. So last week, the top executive at United Healthcare was gunned down by an assassin in Manhattan. It was a clear, targeted murder. While we don't yet have a definitive motive, all signs point to revenge over denial of healthcare coverage by the insurer. In the wake of this high-profile deletion, however, there has been a lack of remorse for the victim. Many have even shown support for the deleter and have quietly been suggesting other insurance executives as targets. This incident has laid bare the anger that the country feels over the state of the health insurance industry. How do you feel about this deletion? This is not an argument. My feelings are irrelevant. There's no logic chain to follow here, so I don't feel any one way or the other. Do you think that vigilante justice has ever has its place? That is a good topic for argument. I believe that it does. Obviously, even if you disapprove of the deletion, do you think that there's value in putting fear into the hearts of the powerful? My position is absolutely. The government should fear its citizens, not the other way around. Having a good, healthy fear is not a bad thing. And what do you think can be done to quell the clear anger the public has against the American healthcare industry? Stop telling them that you're going to give them universal health care. This is directly a measure of the government constantly telling the citizenry that they are entitled to something that costs money and must be provided by the sweat of others' brow. That's just the way it is. So it's nuts. It's crazy. To me, it's absolutely ridiculous to even talk about why this is wrong. It's obviously wrong. So, yeah, we'll get into that a little further. I'm going to continue with the intro. I'm going to sip my delicious latte. Smells awesome. Correct, Damien. This country was founded on vigilante justice, and we like it that way. Yeah, nothing should be free, Imperious. So, Mr. Mister, I normally I would go along with this. However, I honestly think it's more likely that they truly don't know who this guy is. They have no freaking clue. This guy took a bus from Atlanta to New York wearing the mask the whole time. Every time they have released a picture of the guy, it's like one of them was clearly female, like duh. And then the second picture was the backpack was a completely wrong color. Like it wasn't even the right backpack. And so, it's very interesting to me that we're even having this discussion, but we're going to have it. I'm pretty positive that about what the viewpoints from the left and the libertarians are going to be, but we'll get into that in a moment. Imperious, how about stop giving people on food stamps access to trash food and frogs? Yeah, sure. Okay. Agree with that. No more food stamps. Sure. Agree with that. No more free hospitalization. I can agree with that. Unions went to the mobs in the old days after hiring the Pinkertons to beat them up so they can get them back. Yeah, that's absolutely sure. That's absolutely true. Vigilantism is we have a long history of vigilantism in this country. Imperious, I agree with you, especially from a lot of the things that people think they know are absolutely wrong, and even though we keep trying to say that that's not true, it always comes back to being true. I don't know why. I don't actually understand how we're so far off base so often with this kind of thing. Yeah, I heard that they're questioning a man in Pennsylvania, but I don't. But they question a lot of people. I read that they found a man with a fake ID, a suppressed pistol, and something else, and a mask. It could be any of us. Yeah, I disagree with that part of it. Because it's not something that, so it would be literally the hand biting the hand, right? So it's the left that wants everyone on centralized healthcare, biting the hand that is putting everyone on centralized healthcare. So I don't, I would disagree with that. What's up, Michelle? How are you? So I don't think it's I don't think it's that deep. I think I so here's my opinion on, as far as oh, I'm sorry, I was a half hour behind, um, Michelle. I do apologize. I do declare I am so sorry that I have fallen short. I have fallen very short of expectations. I shall remedy that right away. I do beg your pardon, madame. Sent to you. And I'll put it in the mod chat as well. Boom. Boom, bitty, boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right. So yeah, so I disagree. I don't think this fits them at all. Um, Grantiva, yeah, I don't think about that. Tell that to the ANCAP. I'm kidding, Anson. I'm kidding. I know that you love the. I know that you absolutely love the ANCAP guy. No, I think it was that doesn't fit. So the problem with everyone's, when you look at the suppressor, there's no slide functioning. I think it's that bolt action VP9. So Imperious, every now and again you turn a great phrase. The problem with our nation is people are insulated from the consequence of their choices. First commandment of America, thou shalt take no personal responsibility. That's pretty deep for Imperious. Yeah, the Grand Thumb not show the VP9 or Station 6, because the Station 6 and the VP9 look exactly like the gun that he was used. Exactly. All right. So you clipped that, did you, Michelle? You've been clipping a lot of my stuff. Like, I must be funnier than I think I am. And normally I agree with Flannel Daddy. I just think Flannel Daddy is buying into it, because Coleon War also had the same take, that it was a Glock without a booster and blah blah blah. But I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it at all. I think that nobody wants it to be an assassin's pistol, because then it makes it more than it is. We all know nothing sticks to Michelle. All right. So let's talk about the debate topic. So for the first question, obviously, which is such a weird, I mean, this is actually such a weird way to put this, right? Like what is it? How do I feel about his death? I don't care. People die. Do you think that vigilante justice ever has its place? I obviously said yes. So what do we think, guys? So I think that the libertarians will argue that vigilante justice violates the non-aggression principle, and therefore, or could violate the non-aggression principle, so therefore it's wrong. I think the leftists are going to argue that that's what the government's for. Take it to court, sue. He only hit the back twice. He twisted it every other time, and I think, and the only time he hit the back of it is after he had twisted it, and he tapped it twice, probably because the rounds weren't seating properly. So, yeah. The problem is with the fact that when he cocks it to the side and does this and does the hand motion, first of all, it doesn't, he's not racking it back like you would a regular slide, and no round comes out of the pistol. So there's two problems with Grand Thumb's theory. I'm sorry, but Flannel Daddy, he's just buying into the hype that everyone else is buying into, which is fine. It's okay. Do you think that vigilante justice ever had its place? Yeah, absolutely. Well, hold on. Yeah, I think the left is going to argue that that's what the government's for. Vigilantism is inherently wrong, and taking the law into your hands is never correct. I'm going to point out that most of the time you must take the sometimes you must take action and defend your rights yourself, because you cannot rely on the government to do so, and therefore you're justified in doing that whenever you want to. Right. The leftists will argue that just let the ruling class handle it. The suspect named prior Californian Luigi Mangione. Oh, you know what? It could be a 20. Oh, that's a interesting. That's an interesting. He's only identified as a person of interest. All right. Well, you guys read that and let me know what you find out. You're in New York tonight, Mister? That's true. Hurricane Helene survivors. Well, look at Katrina, right, where the police were actively confiscating weapons from people who were being robbed. Their possessions were being robbed right in front of them. And you have that famous picture, right, of the guy in Katrina pushing the floating crate or whatever it was with like TVs and just all kinds of stuff stacked on top of this thing, just pushing it through the water, through the flood waters. So yeah, I would say that if you'd had your weapon, you probably should have said, "Hey, stop stealing from me." So yeah, I hope you're not in a big truck, big trailer setup, Mister. That would suck. Yeah, that's the truth. So we actually decided that's one of the reasons why we're putting the Mini up in the New York, New Jersey area instead of putting a nicer car because it's just going to get beat up. All right, so let's see. What's the second? Let me see. Find my second debate point. Even if you disapprove of the deletion, do you think there is value in putting fear into the hearts of the powerful? This is an Anson Knowles question, if I've ever heard one. Calling on you, Anson Knowles, while you're typing out your response, I'm just going to say that absolutely, I believe that the government should fear its people, not the other way around. I believe that corporations, um, while not necessarily needing to fear the their customers, they should have a good, healthy respect for their fellow human being, and the fact that if you lie, steal, or cheat, that could precipitate violence upon you. Whether that violence is warranted or not, I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying that it is entirely possible. Um, and justice is justice, right? Let's see. Do you What do you think can be done to quell the clear anger the public has against the American healthcare industry? Well, again, I go back to just stop telling everybody that they are owed healthcare, that they are owed whatever. I personally, I believe that if you really at some point you're paying so much into insurance that it's basically a second or third job for you, and at that point, what you really need to do is quit that shit and start self-insuring. Insurance companies exist in their current form because of the government. Absolutely. Carve outs and protections. They own enough politicians that I consider them an arm of the government. I I don't disagree with you. I think that's right. And I was actually just typing out earlier an answer to a question from someone where I basically said that what they should do is at some point it becomes very clear that your way forward is to buy um, or pardon me, is to self-insure. There's just no other choice, and you do that by obviously um, you you do that by more or less cutting yourself off from the insurance company, and instead of sending them the 150, 200, $300, whatever it is a month, you put that in an account somewhere. And if you have an employer that pays your insurance, you need to say, hey, I don't want you to pay my insurance anymore. I need you to give that money to me, and I'm going to self-insure. And that's what you should be doing. That's what you ought to be doing. And it's while a lot of people believe that it is not financially feasible, I think the reality that we will normally find is that it is entirely feasible, because most people do not require a bunch of health care, right? So put your money in a health savings account, or not a health savings account. Put your money in an index fund, let it grow at 4 to 7% yearly. When you need the money, it's there. If I put all the money that I've paid in insurance over the years into an investment account, not only would my healthcare be paid for, because I don't use very much of it, but also I'd have more money for retirement. It's a win-win for you, and it's a lose-lose for the corporate insurance companies who have sold us this bill of goods. Now, um, I think I think because of the insurance companies, because of this idea that anything and everything that goes wrong with me, I need to go to a doctor. Every time I twitch, every time my leg twitches funny, I need to go to a neurologist. Every time I think bad thoughts, I need to go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Every time that I, all of these things where what I really, instead of just being a better me, what I need is a pill or an injection or a procedure to make me better. And I think that line of thinking that has been sold by both the healthcare industry and the healthcare insurance industry has done a massive amount of harm to the um, to the American people. And one of the things I really like to harp on is skin cancer. Everybody says, "Well, you can't. You got to stay inside because if you go outside without sunscreen on, you'll get you get skin cancer." Really? Are you sure? Because for the last few hundred years, we have not gotten skin cancer. Why is that? Maybe it's the seed oils that they pump into your system through basically everything you eat. Maybe it's the lanolin and other chemicals that they are, that you're spreading on your skin, to where once you spread it on, you can never stop. Right? Have you ever noticed that? Once you start using lotion, you never stop using lotion. Teamsters do your insurance. Okay. It still costs you money, bro. Still money out of your pocket. My biggest problem is that when I count half of my earnings, or when I look at someone's earnings and almost half of their earnings is employee benefits, that's nuts to me. That's absolutely nuts. Well, first of all, you are if you do that, you're basically saying that you are incapable of handling your own affairs. You need to let the company do that for you. You're a big boy and everything, but we'll look after all your healthcare needs and all. Yeah, we can't trust you to save money for your healthcare. We can't trust you, so we'll just take care of it for you. It's good. No, don't worry about it. We're just gonna try. Hey, you know what? You don't even have to think about it. We'll take it out of your check. No, you know what? Even better than that, it's just part of your benefits package. So instead of paying you $80,000 a year, I can pay you $50,000 a year and then give you a benefits package, which you probably never use. And I pay pennies on the dollar for, instead of paying you the wage that I would have to pay you if you were not accepting of this benefit package. And one of the things that I think is really fucked up about this country is the idea that your benefits are as important as the cash dollar amount that you're making. And that is wrong. Um, at the end of the day, I didn't say saving ants and knolls. I literally said put it in an index fund. Index funds do not devalue because they're not savings and they're earning and they keep up with the economy. That's why I said that. I didn't say savings. So right, Kevin, I get it, man. But why do you need an MRI? Why would you need an MRI per year? I don't know. I don't know. 3D printed 9 mil, maybe. Need a picture of that. All right, so I'm sorry. I was waiting on Kevin to kind of respond there, but here's the deal. So even if you do, an ultimate omelet biscuit right now, that's funny. Who just sent me a message and where? Someone is speaking to me. No Mikey balls, huh? Yeah. That's okay. Stand by. Technical difficulty. Somebody's talking to me. All right. Sorry, guys. No Hardee's near you? That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. So no Mikey balls. So nobody up here to hang out and banter back and forth with. Let's see. Like you when you hurt your back a few years back, or my wife when she slipped on a rolling stool and twisted her wrist trying to catch herself. Ah, that's interesting. Ah, interesting. That's interesting, Kevin. I did not know that. I I don't know. I don't think I've ever had an MRI. See, my problem with all this is that I don't. The reason it doesn't hit the same with me is because I I hate going to the doctor, man. I hate it. And every time I've gone, it's been for something that I could actually fix myself. Like, well, not fix myself, but it was something that wasn't like, like my shoulder, right? Like they didn't do an MRI. They just shot it full of cortisone, and I went into PT, and I could have paid for that myself. I didn't need the insurance company to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What's your take on the deletion of the UHC guy, Kevin? Where you at on that? Get Mr. Mister up. I think Mr. Mister is driving. Think he's driving. He can come up. I really want to go over this debate stuff. I really need some challenges to it. So I don't know how the leftists. I mean, I think I know how the leftists are going to do it, but I need some. I need some more. I need some more detail. Yeah, Crystals hits different down south, man. I don't know. I know a lot of people don't seem to like it, but I like it. I think it's good stuff. Yeah, everybody's busy these days. Yeah, I know you guys have headsets. I have a um I I see those in the truck stops all the um I see those in the truck stops all the time. Yeah, I knew the words link to denial. Yeah. Okay. All right. Blue parrot sucks. Okay. I expect them to fully say that, Damien. I really do. I really do. I mean, I 100% expect them to say that exact line. If we had universal health care, they wouldn't have even, this situation never would have existed. Yeah. Oh, I mean, hmm. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to say, yeah, never would have been an issue. Never would have been an issue. Right, Anson Knowles? Anson Knowles just sniping today. Just sniping. That's all. The problem is I don't know that. So the by requiring people to have this health care and basically participating in price fixing, I think that's anti-capitalist as well, right? Because you're not allowing fair free market competition, and by using government regulation to shut out everyone else, I honestly think the leftists have a quandary here, because on the one side they want to say, well, if we had free universal health care, this wouldn't have happened. I promise you. You just should have passed a universal health care bill when you had the chance. And that's what they're going to say. But the problem is that with the way the insurance is right now, is so much government mandates. It's basically, as Anson uh, so eloquently said earlier, it is a de facto arm of the government, and therefore it's kind of socialist, right? Um, you can't say that the insurance company is 100. I mean, it is capitalist, but it's also at the same time the way in which it operates is not strictly capitalist. I don't believe anybody. I got an argument against that. Anyone got an argument? An argument? An argument? Anyone got an argument? I see Cheryl. Cheryl has been gotten very quiet. Not doesn't want to come up on the stage and jabber. Nobody wants to come up today. It's okay. It's okay. Well, while we're waiting on people to figure out what to type into the chat, um, the I don't know how many of you guys are following XRP, but following the 60-minute announcement or interview last night, the XRP started a downward trend, and it went to about last time I checked, it was at like 240. I think it's recovered right. I'm just looked up the chart. It's recovered to 242. I think this is a very interesting thing because the way that I got to answer Cyber Andy. Cyber Andy is fucking hilarious. That's awesome. The where am I a lot? Yeah, suicide. Cyber Andy suicide industry. Yeah, all right, that's fine. I tons of people took profit yesterday, and it drove the price down big time. And I think if you were going to get back in, I may buy some. Um, you know, but it's it's a very interesting um, thing to watch because it's the most likely crypto to get ISO'd and become an ETF. If it becomes an ETF, it's going to follow just like Bitcoin and Solana, and it could go really really high, and it could do it really really quickly. We'll see. I don't know. XRP is very interesting because I'm watching the other coins crater while XRP seems to be doing things in a different way. And the lawsuit was very, very interesting to watch and to look at and talk about. Cyber Andy, I'm first of all, I'm not libertarian, and free trade NAFTA stuff destroyed the country. But you got me on the alcohol idiot stuff. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I'm not really sure what you're trying to say. Let's think what the libertarian might say. Well, the libertarian's going to say that he's okay with the idea that pardon me. He's going to say that he's okay with none of it. I mean, he's going to say that the insurance company shouldn't exist, and he's going to say that going after the guy is a violation of the MAP principle, so he shouldn't have done it. But the insurance company shouldn't have even existed. So, or pardon me, the insurance company shouldn't have existed in that form. So that's a problem. Although we'll talk about the Hawk Tua thing. That is fucking amazing. Thanks for reminding me, K2. Another leftist argument might be like, everyone cheers. Hey, it's Crystal Strange. Everyone cheers this guy on, but no one is cheering for the health care they receive. Why can't we just get health care we deserve? Deleting one guy doesn't move that needle. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, okay. I see that, Damien. That's pretty good. Hey, Are We Not Men is in the house. Crystal Strange, we got, let me read you this debate prompt for tonight. One of the reasons, guys, why I'm kind of moving a lot is I left the heat on in here, and it was balls hot in here when I came in, and it's just now getting cooled down enough. But there for the first little bit, it was just way too damn hot in here. Well, they're not sure that she actually had anything to do with it. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Give me a second here. Let me read this debate prompt. Are you ready, Chris Lestrange? Here we go, buddy. Actually, why don't we get Chris Lestrange up here, and then I'll read him the debate prompt, and he and I can have a direct conversation. No, I'm not. No, I'm not a libertarian at all, Cyber Andy. I'm sorry. And I think you were drunk. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that to be true. So, mods, the link is in the mods chat. If you can get Chris up here, that'd be pretty cool. Let's see what we got here. So so while we're waiting on that, let's talk about the Talk Tua coin. So first of all, we don't actually know who instigated this coin. What we do know is it was organized and established in, I believe, the Cayman Islands at some bank down there, because it has to come from a bank. And sorry guys, business never sleeps. What they did is they had they released all but about 17% of the coin, and obviously, as hype drove the price up. Someone, they're not sure who yet, but they will find out, because they have a majority of the wallets are all linked together to one master wallet, along with some bots that were sniping. So what it looks like is that these guys were given options to buy coin. Whoever it was, we don't know who yet. They were given the option to buy these coins at a like the intro price or whatever. But yeah, I think it was the developers. Yeah, I do. Look, but it couldn't have just been the developers. Are we not, man? It couldn't have. So someone, we don't know who. Obviously, I think the devs were in on it. But they will find them. They're going to. They allowed these coins to be held back for certain people or certain wallets, but there was no lockout. So these guys had these big number of coins, big inventory, and normally when they do that, they put a lockout in so that they can't be just just dumped, which is what happened. So as the price went up, the first thing that the SEC's already said that they saw, they can clearly see, and these bots are linked to the wallets in question. You can clearly see where the bots were buying low and then reselling higher, and just continuously doing that, which you're not supposed to do that. Second, the once they started dumping the large amount of coins, it got ugly fast, and that went from 500 million to 25 million in hours. It was the craziest thing. Somebody's going to go into jail over this. There's just no other way around it. In 20 minutes, yeah. And what they're really looking at right now, first of all, they're going to identify the people who held the wallets. It's going to be the devs. It's going to be one of the organizers, and that's going to be somebody, whoever talked or organized it and presented it to the Hawk Tuah girl. We don't know how much yet she actually knew about any of it. The one question that everyone has, that, and she was having an X chat the other day. So the Hawk Tuah girl was in an X space having a chat the day it happened, talking to people about it, and she was really like okay with it, and she was really letting all of these devs and people who had led the project talk, right up until this really knowledgeable guy comes up, and it's still out there on the internet. You can find it. And the guy just simply asked, "What about all the fees?" And she instantly says, "Guys, I got to go to bed." So I'm not really sure. What the yeah. Let me throw this up. I'll throw this up. That's fine. So let me back this up.
How's my sound? Good.
Your sound is great. How are you today, Michelle?
Excellent. I'm pretty good. I'm feeling much better lately. So,
Yeah, I saw you on Glenn's yesterday, and I thought, or day before yesterday, and I thought you sounded like your old self.
yeah, I'm doing much better now. I
Good.
think I was doing like long COVID or something.
Slow burn COVID. Is that what you're trying
yeah, yeah, something like that. Where
to say? Okay.
just like lasts forever. It's really interesting with the Hawk Tuah coin thing. Like, do you think that was
Really
actually
is.
her idea, or do you think like
No, I don't. She's not that smart.
okay,
So it's a rug pull, right? And really, and look, there's a bunch of these things going on right now, and that's where I was going to get to. The Hawk Tuah thing's not is it's interesting because of the amount, but there's a bunch of these meme coins going on, and um, the the classic rug pull is the devs get somebody. I don't want to say a dupe, but somebody that just they present it as, hey, we're going to pay you X amount out of this, right? You're going to make a lot of money. You don't have to do anything. You just have to kind of hype it up. Yeah, your weird friend is really weird, K2. You need to get that guy to a church. But the and this is happening with a lot of these meme coins, especially, and they do what's called a rug pull, and even kids are getting. As a matter of fact, we'll get into that in just a second. I can't remember the name of it. Are We Not Men probably knows. There's actually a rug pull that was orchestrated by somebody who basically got a bunch of kids to do the dirty work. And
That's wild.
it is. And so they obviously they're not going to put kids in jail, but it's pretty wild. The whole thing's pretty wild. Here's from the X space that I was talking about. Let me make sure I got the volume on. I don't think I've got the volume on. Give me one second.
I don't hear it.
Yeah, I've got to remember to click it or tick it. So give me one sec. There we go. And boom.
Go. Well, we can look at it right here. CoffeeZilla is it? Uh-oh. Just a minute so you guys understand. Haley Welsh, also known as the Hawk Tua girl.
Hawk Tua.
Hawk is live.
My Hawk meme coin is live.
Okay, and so anyway, things are not really going well for her meme coin. The token hit 500 million before crashing below 60 million in just 20 minutes. Who could have ever guessed? And so I guess she did a Twitter Spaces in order to address what people's concerns were.
Hey,
At CoffeeZilla.
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the fuck are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled. There was insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
Say it isn't so. So you guys have to understand the way it works. Having a pre-sale, it allows you to buy it right here. And then you sell it at any point here. And now, you know what you are? A criminal. Why? There's no crime in taking advantage of dumb people. Well, there is. It's called fraud.
So y'all just rug pulled a bunch of people.
No, there's no rug. We're here every single day. There's no rug pull.
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here. Haley Welch. This is Haley Welch's project. Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands? Do you think this stuff pays for?
How does that? I don't think that argument is as good as he thinks it is. Do you know how much it is to hire people to set up an offshore bank account in a place that doesn't have a lot of laws? This is like you rob a bank and they're like, well, why did you do it? But do you see how expensive the fucking getaway car is?
Who profited?
I like
Who
this guy.
cares where fees go? It goes to bills.
Who cares where fees go?
What the hell? This is the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it
So far.
is a scam.
It's not a scam.
The tokenomics are a scam. You can say whatever you want about it. You can cry defamation. It's a scam.
Absolutely unfathomably based. Thank God people are talking about this. Yeah, it's not a scam, it's a scheme. I don't understand how anybody could buy into this shit.
All right. So that's what's interesting, right? Like,
He had a really good point there. It's like, you rob a bank. Look at the getaway car. You have any idea what kind of fucking engine I threw in that fucker? Like,
Right.
you don't even know.
So, and this is where I'm at on it, right? Like, I think that, and this is just my opinion. I think that the Hawk Tua girl was and this is what's going to happen with a lot of people, right? Is you have these finance guys come in and they say, hey, we can do a meme coin. And what we'll do is we'll get you out there and you're going to make a lot of money. Right, because you're going to get a little piece off of every little transaction. It's your coin, build your rep, all of that. And on the back end, again, they pre-sold the coins, right? And these are coins that are offered that are not, they're just blocks of coins. And they're, again, without a lockout, that person can sell those coins anytime they want to. And they paid like nothing, right? But what it can really do is when they release all those coins, it drives the price down immediately, right? And so,
Well, hold on. You said that they did a pre-sale. Was that like one of those
really,
ITF
well, they're
pre-sales?
calling it a pre-sale, but what it really is in this case, my personal belief. Now, I have no evidence on this other than having listened and followed this all day. Well, not all day yesterday, a good chunk, the day before yesterday and yesterday, where they were where there were a lot of people who know a lot more about crypto than I do, and how these meme coins are developed and produced, and just kind of forming my own understanding of it. And my understanding
I gotcha.
is pretty clear that the people who develop the coin, who organize, who get it get the paperwork filed for in the Caymans and all of that. Now, this is what I'm gonna predict this now. What's gonna probably come out is that these guys already had this coin, they just didn't have it named, and they just needed a personality to pump it, right? And you're gonna see this more and more.
Do we have
So
the white paper for the coin, or can somebody link me to the white paper for the meme coin?
The thing is, though, with a lot of these coins, that like there's sites where these kids are just building these coins in a day and doing rug pulls like in hours. None of this white paper, none of this registration is needed. And one of the problems with the Hawk Tour situation is not only with the pre-sales, but also that they release I don't know what the link is for the coin, but they preemptively released that link for the coin that basically alerted the snipers to be able to jump on it and blow the thing up, and they also made millions. So that's one of the big problems with how that was done, that they basically released that link to the coin early so the snipers could jump on it as well. So it seems like there is a lot of intent with how things played out.
I don't think they released the link early, but they certainly had people in there was, well, here's the thing. There were 24 wallets that they know, because you can track that. There were 24 wallets actively trading those coins that from the the coins that were held back. And there's a term for it. I forget what it is. Those wallets were all linked to the same person or group, right? So if you picture a circle with a lot of smaller circles in it, that's what I'm talking about here. So one big circle with 24 circles in it, and those 24 circles are the ones that caused the rug pull. The thing is that meme coins have no actual value other than just popularity, right? Like,
I just want to know, has any of these influencer or personality coins,
right,
has any of it gone well for their audience?
No. Well, I mean, right.
One that went well.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where, like, well, we're only going to issue, however many of these, and it's like buying a collectible jersey, right? And I don't know why it got driven up so high, but it did. And so,
well, that's got to do with the snipers grid. I watched a deep dive into how that works, and there was things pre-released that shouldn't have been pre-released. It's got to do with.
I think when you're talking about the pre-release, you're talking about the blocks of coins that I'm talking about as well. They weren't pre-released so much as they were held back for specific people, and when they were released, they timed the top of the market to release them and drive the value down. So I think we're talking about the same thing using different technology.
Wait, so they faked out the supply?
No, what ended up happening is the access to the coins was released early. I believe it was either what Haley put on her personal thing on Twitter or on X, and then from what I heard, the commentary was that it gave the jump to the snipers to jump on it, and that's one of the reasons these coins jump so quickly.
That has nothing to do with it. So, and I cannot remember the term. It's SCTM or something like that. So basically, what happened is, okay, imagine it like this: I give you and Chris 100,000 coins each at the issue cost, which is like a penny or 2 pennies or 3 pennies or whatever they are, right? Because they're worthless until you release them, right?
Yeah.
So when I give you that, I give you 100,000 each, and you're supposed to sit on them. and just divvy them out over time or whatever, and just wait, and so it limits the the initial offering to, let's say there's 10,000 or there's 1,000,000 coins to start with. You guys each have 100,000, so there's 800,000 coins left, right? So
Yeah.
it limits the initial offering, so that drives the price up as well. So
Yeah, so what I'm
but if
saying
I
is
don't have
with
if I
that, access was given somehow to people that are
they already
snipers.
had them. The developers gave them to them. There wasn't a secret link or anything. They said, here's 100,000 coins. And it looks like it's the same person or group. It's like one specific bunch of people. But so when you have those coins and you've got them already in your wallet and you're set, what the norm to do is to put a lockout time so that you can't do what just happened, where when it pumps up that high, it instead of, because what happens is when you're maxed out the volume and it's trading at 500,000, right, or whatever it is, or however much a coin, and you release your 100,000 coins, well, those all get bought up at that price. But as they're buying it up, the price starts dropping because there's so many coins available.
But didn't that shit hit like 200 million market cap at some point before it started dropping? It like went to a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, I don't know. It was 500 million is where it started.
Oh, okay, so
yeah, there's no market
way
cap.
more than.
The thing is it's a currency, so there's no market cap.
Yeah. Sorry, I improper use of the word, but yeah, it jumped ridiculously high and then it just plummeted. But clearly, the lockout wasn't then in place to stop.
And that's the legal part. That's the biggest illegal part of it. I can't give you 100,000 coins ahead of time, and not say you can't just dump these on day one, because that makes it a classic rug pull. And so now, and these rug pulls are happening more and more often.
And it is what it is. Like, let's be real, Gred. That is what it was.
So
we can say who's responsible for it, but unfortunately, like, I'm getting tired of the influencers not taking responsibility for things attached to their fucking name. Because it's very nice when you're making money, you want to add your name to shit, but as soon as the accountability needs to happen, now you have nothing to do with it. Oh, it wasn't me. It was my team.
Well, I mean,
that's a bunch of.
You'd have to. That's crap. If I tell you, Chris, you can borrow my car and use my car as a getaway car for a bank robbery, I'm not responsible for that, Chris. Okay, like this is what's happened is she authorized use of her name and image and her trademark. She authorized use of that. When she did that more than likely in good faith that people were going to make a lot of money and it was going to be fun and it was going to be exciting. And
I don't know if it was in good faith,
made a ton of money.
You do that because you know you're going to make money. Let's be real. It's not because you care about your community.
If I rent you my car and you go commit a bank robbery, I'm not held liable for that bank robbery.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
This is the exact same thing. This is literally exactly the same as it. All she did was give her image and trademark to some people who said, we're going to give you X amount and we're going to make you a lot of money and we're going to boost your name. Now
but the thing is, Grid, with this was the car that's under your business's name that somebody borrowed from you. Your company cleans banks, Grid. So then everybody's like, the thing is with this is the intent for creating this coin is money, right? Well, let's be real. It's not to fucking do shit for a fun game for your audience.
No. Meme coins almost never make any money. Meme coins are just fun. It's like Sheena, whatever. It's a dog coin. It's like, what is it, like 30 cents or 40 cents a coin today? You know, those meme coins.
You're talking about Shiba Inu?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a dog coin, right? Like who cares? it's not, that coin's never going to be a legitimate moneymaker. Just like there was no way the Hawk coin as a meme coin is going to be a true moneymaker. You know, it's just
So why?
it's just a hype thing. It's just like all other meme coins. All meme coins they're not serious. They're not serious coins, and it's just
Well, I mean, people lost serious money, Greg. That's the only problem. I mean, you can say it's fun and games.
It can be serious money, but it also cannot be. It could just as easily not be serious money, right? So that's the problem is that the problem that I think the SEC's already basically eliminated her of any actual wrongdoing. The as near as I can tell, now obviously I don't know anything. I mean, I only know what's put in the Wall Street Journal and everywhere else, all throughout the internets. They're looking for the devs, and somebody's going to jail over this one. Like, there's already complaints with the SEC, multiple complaints again with the SEC. There's complaints about all of it. And
well, we'll see, Greg. But I mean, with most of these people, with Logan's, crypto, zoo, bullshit, all of these things, nobody seems to ever get held accountable. Jack Doherty's done the same shit. A couple of them. I think Jack Doherty did like 2 in a week. Nobody's being held responsible for this crap. People are just losing money, and unfortunately,
I don't know. I don't know the situation with Jack Doherty. I mean, that dude's
he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what it is. But
yeah,
it's
little fucking wanker. But anyways, and I also want to say, like, I see both sides of this, right? If you spend your money on anything Jack Doherty, I kind of feel like you should lose your fucking money for supporting a little.
I mean, yeah, there's some,
but it's still not right. It's still not right. Like, if you're a dick in a bar and you get knocked the fuck out, like, I mean, it's not good. For violence isn't great, and that's unnecessary. But if you're a dick, you should get your ass knocked out. So I'm kind of on the fence.
Well, there just really isn't any. Look, a meme coin is a meme coin. You hold it because you like it. You think it's funny. You get a little giggle every time it moves a penny or 2 up or down, and it just doesn't matter, right? So I'm going to go with Are We Not Men on this one. If you bought the Haktua coin, you are absolutely retarded. But you don't deserve to be stolen from. Now, look, here's the thing. If it had happened naturally, right? Like if the hype had pushed it up to 500 grand and people were paying, and by 500 grand, I mean, it was probably like $5 or $6 or $10 a coin. If you were stupid enough to pay that much for a meme coin, then, hey, man, you deserve what you get when it's worth nothing, right? So I don't really, but if it had happened naturally where it was like over the course of a month or 6 weeks or a year or whatever, then who cares, right? Like it's just the way it works. But to do it in 20 minutes and it be a clear rug pull, somebody.
What is it every time like you win the lottery or like you play the lottery though? It's like a $5 chance at a piece of paper. Yeah,
it's kind of the same thing. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, it's more like you buy like a novelty, like a special edition numbered car or not car, but pocket knife, or you buy a special numbered edition, whatever fucking what do women buy? Like porcelain, right? You buy like special edition porcelain.
Yeah, I forget what they call
it on the shelf, and 10 years from now, it's worth twice what it was today, and you just held on to it because you liked it and you thought it was cool. So
it's like Murano glass or that weird shit that the girls always buy. The older ladies also, it says little dolls or the little clown figures.
Sure, yeah. And 30 of those little figurines you bought are worthless, but 2 of them are worth $100 each. So I kind of look at it like that. Meme coins to me are just exactly that.
But the thing is, Greg, Yeah, but the thing is with those, I mean, I would prefer to have things set up like that. I mean, it's very few and far between that physical products have this jump and then or the dump, the jump in pricing and then people dumping the products. I mean, even if you look at the sneaker market, right? It never happens like that. I mean, you could have scammers buy
Right, that's why they
excessive
call it
amounts and
that's
it's
why
over.
that's exactly why they call it a rug pull, because
Yeah,
it was meant to happen. The
yeah. So if you did
developers of the
this
coin,
actually,
right? The people who
yeah,
got the coin certified in the Caymans, the people who brought it to this girl and got her to brand it for them, the people that actually know about crypto, they're the orchestrators of the rug pull, and they're the ones. At least one of them is going to go to jail, and there's probably going to be 5 or 10 people that go to jail over this.
Grid. I hope you're right, but I don't think you are. I don't think anybody's going to go to jail. I think it's just this shit is just going to blow over in a week, and then nothing's going to happen.
No, the SEC doesn't do that. The
There's
SEC
too many cases where it hasn't. There's
the
so many
SEC
of
just
these.
doesn't give up. They don't. They
There's
just
so
keep
many
going.
of these where it hasn't happened at all. Nobody's
It's
in
funny.
jail.
Honestly, like when
Nobody.
it comes down to like lawyers and like, was there a crime? Is somebody actually guilty of the crime? Just like the way that things can be written can like get these guys off on a technicality. Like if they
Yeah.
made it clear you weren't actually getting any kind of physical product, or this was like digital memorabilia, or this was a donation, something like that would completely like throw off any sort of criminal intent.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's going to be the same
you
as
know,
stocks, Greg. They're just going to say, "Oh, well, you lost your
No,
money.
no, no.
You
Hold on.
already said to a girl isn't held responsible. It's just
Look,
going to keep passing the
FTX.
buck."
Look, FTX, Bernie Madoff, all these guys who did that, they went to jail because it's the SEC going after them and not the FBI and not
Yeah,
any of
but
these
with
little.
that was insider. That was like insider trading type
It's
of
the exact
situation.
same thing. The SEC takes the exact same viewpoint on it. The
No,
SEC is going to go
that
after
case
them.
was different, though. That case with what Bankman Fried was a little bit different than this, Greg.
No,
It
it's
wasn't just
exactly the
straight
same.
crypto.
It is exactly the same. It's just that all they did is change the money involved.
No, they personally took finances out of one business, put it to another business. There's tracking of all of that, that there's clear intent of fraud happening. That's why it's different. It wasn't just a standard rug pull. I mean, the FTX thing was around for like, it was a year or 2 years I was around.
Yeah, it
So
takes
it
them a
is a
while to build
different
their case,
situation.
but Bankman Fried went to jail. He did the exact. I mean, he basically pulled a long rug pull, but still the same thing.
Well, let's
Are We
see.
Not Men
But
says if the devs were smart, they won't be able to track to their
yeah,
final wallets. The problem is
that's
that
the thing.
unfortunately, it looks like they've already got like where the money went, right? Like they know, and that's it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad for somebody. Somebody's going to go to jail. And the what's interesting to me is it was. I don't see. Here's what I actually think. I think the devs thought that this was going to be a slow burn. I think they thought that it would go up to $10 and then 20 and then 30 over the course of a few weeks. Like
Yeah,
literally
the problem is the
every other
snipers,
meme
Greg.
coin, like every other
Yeah,
meme coin is
that,
done. But since it skyrocketed and it was so
that's,
obvious, now they're fucked. I think that anything
but
they had
that's
in place
But
to
that's
kind of
what I'm
hide
saying,
this.
Grid. That was because of the snipers that did that. That the people that shouldn't have had access to the coins, that it blew up the way it did. It was because access was inappropriately given. That's why this thing went haywire.
Yeah,
Have you watched the CoffeeZilla breakdown on this, Grid? As he's like one of the best dudes to track these crypto frauds. I mean, he broke it down really well.
Yeah, I was looking at CoffeeZilla, but he didn't really say that much about snipering so much as the not unregistered, but the unissued coins that were held by the developing. Really, I think it was the development team that literally should never have been released when they were released. And there should have been a lock on them, a time lock on them, so they could not put them
Yes.
out.
And that didn't happen, as in there was access given to people that didn't stick to the lockout and then sold and made a shitload of money on it. So those people are the ones that are obviously responsible for this shit going haywire.
Yeah, it's all about the devs, man. It's all about the developers and the people who put it together, and so it's gonna be really interesting, I think, going forward. And when and again, Are We Not Men says, you don't want to be on CoffeeZilla's radar. He's the one that literally said in the thing, he was asking her about the fees, because somebody, and we don't know who yet, but somebody made millions on the transaction fees. And as soon as they figure that out, they'll figure out that they're going to chase us down. It's going to be a big deal. So yeah. So what? Since you're up here and we've got the debate prompt, and I've got two people now. How about that?
Do you have another debate coming up, Gred?
Yeah, tonight. Yeah, it's every Monday night. I'm hoping
you
to make
just
it.
smashing.
I'm hoping to make it. My kid has a violin concert, but it's at 6:30. I should be able to get back in time. We'll see. But yeah, it's going to be an all timer. I need it. I'm gonna have. Of course, I'll be restreaming it on here. I expect.
Okay.
I'm hoping everyone shows up and can throw me some love on it. But we'll see.
Yo, better show up. Otherwise, we're putting CoffeeZilla on your asses to find out who didn't show up, and you're all in trouble.
We'll know. We will know. All right, so let me give you the debate prompt, and you probably heard me read it a couple of times. I'm just going to read it again. The chat's probably really sick of hearing this, but here we go. So the topic: last week, the top executive at United Healthcare was gunned down by an assassin in Manhattan. It was a clear targeted deletion. I'm skipping the right word there, but you understand.
Yeah.
While we don't yet have a definitive motive, all signs point to revenge over denial of healthcare coverage by the insurer. In the wake of this high-profile deletion, however, there has been a lack of remorse for the victim. Many have even shown support for the deleter and have quietly been suggesting other insurance executives as targets. This incident has laid bare the anger that the country feels over the state of the health insurance industry. How do you feel about, and now we're getting into the actual debate prompts, how do you feel about this death? That's irrelevant, whether I care or not. That's feelings aren't logical arguments. Do you think that vigilante justice ever has its place? That's a pretty cogent argument. I like it. I think my position is absolutely it does. This country was founded by vigilantes. We're going to continue to do so. I think that obviously there are consequences if you decide to take matters into your own hands. But sometimes a man has to do what a man has to do. We used to say that in the olden days.
Even the government does it, Grid.
Yeah. Second question. Even if you disapprove of the killing, do you think there is value in putting fear into the hearts of the powerful? Absolutely, 100%. The government should live in fear of its citizenry. And a good, healthy fear of the man sitting next to you is probably a good thing, right? Like that. That's what keeps the peace.
Yeah. The problem is these guys get too comfortable.
Right. And what do you think can be done to quell the clear anger the public has against the American healthcare industry? My position is that if we want to quell that fear, that anger, that the public has against the insurance industry, and the healthcare industry, because let's make it clear here. This was an insurance guy, not a healthcare guy. even though it has healthcare in the name of the company, it's not healthcare, it's insurance. And so I don't know that the public has anything against the healthcare industry so much as they have something against the insurance industry. And
Yeah, but that's kind of all tied together, though, unfortunately.
then the reality, in my opinion, which is just my opinion, the reality is that if we quit telling people they're entitled to, this health care and that procedure and all of these other things, along with not, um, or pardon me, I'm sorry, along with ensuring that children are taught actual proper nutrition and health in schools, so they don't, suck down seed oil all day. They don't suck down sugar like it's going out of style. They get, we put gym back in schools so that, we quit, um, you know, uh, creating situations where we're rubbing toxins into our skin in the name of preventing sunburn and other things. I think that if we did those things, well, probably uh, we'd overall be in a better place, and the public would not be quite as angry, and also would not need the insurance quite as much. So, but I think the big thing is that um, every American thinks they're owed health care, and that's not the truth. So,
Yes. See, I have very personal feelings about this whole topic, as it's not just you guys, and especially with the insurance side of it. I mean, your healthcare system is the price adjusting guys is who's screwing up your whole system with the amounts your medication costs. But I personally, my mom is medically disabled, so I have very personal feelings about this and know how she was screwed over after 5 years of battling these fucking companies. So if it's up to me, I'd go burn them all down to the ground, grid, because they're just businesses. They don't give a shit about helping people.
sure. Yeah, no, I think that's true. I think that I think the problem is that basically insurance has integrated itself with government, and that's a real problem for everyone, especially when the government has passed laws about requiring insurance, requiring employers to cover, carry this much or cover this or whatever. And I have a real problem with the idea of insurance being tied to our benefits, and therefore, rather than me get, let's just say that um, what's the somebody that actually works in America should help me out on this, because I'm an owner, not a I'm not an employee. So
Not a worker. Yeah, or employee.
what do they say? Is it's like 50% of your compensation is your benefit package, right? And so if your benefit package, if you're putting I think it's a crime that we've made health insurance that is required by the government for the employer to carry part of the compensation package for most people in America. And as such, people care more about their benefits than they do about the actual wage they make, which is reversed. If you were actually paid the amount that the company could pay you if they didn't have to pay workman's comp, your insurance, and all of these other things, then you would, first of all, you'd be a lot better off. And if you aren't, if you are one of those people who cannot for the life of you save two nickels and you just spend every dime you ever get or lose every dime you ever get, and therefore your healthcare would suffer because you would never have the money set aside for your um, for your healthcare, then I don't know what to tell you. Build better habits, be better people. We need to be
Yeah.
better humans. I think it's really sad that we live in a society where your personal responsibility has been negated by the government, and it's done under the guise of, well, you work for this company, so they owe you health care, they owe you whatever. And I really dislike that. Also, I always dislike the idea that well, you're working for this company and you're sacrificing your body for them, you're sacrificing your health. No, you're getting paid, so you're not sacrificing anything. Now, you might be willing to trade your health and well being and all of that for the paycheck you get, but that's a decision you make. Nobody else. Nobody forces you to sign up. We do not have work camps in this
Yeah.
country, you know,
See,
so
my opinion on this is very different. I mean, Greg,
that's
you know,
okay.
like where
Yeah, my
I am,
take is like way different.
Good. I'm interested
yeah.
in hearing both.
Well, we don't have any of that.
So,
Like
you know,
in some of the mainstream businesses, we'll have that, but our country has none of that shit.
yeah,
There's no you're owed nothing. It's screw you. Good luck with your own bullshit. If you maybe work for a bigger company, possibly you get these benefits in most industries here. They just tell you to go fuck yourself, basically.
mhm.
We don't have this entitlement that it seems like a lot of the Americans have, where everything needs to be given to you. I always make this example. It's the same way with the pandemic that occurred. Everybody got money. You know what we got?
Slight
Fucking
echo
nothing.
or you got a slight echo or back feed. You sound very robotic.
Hold on. Let me just see.
Your mic could be clipping as well, but what do you think it sounds like, Michelle? Is it something going
Oh,
on?
it's definitely like heavy. He had like earlier feedback from something else, but that went away. But right now, I think he's just like clipping, like you said. It was like some weird peaking sort of thing. It's just staticky.
It's really robotic-y. You sound
Yeah.
like Mr. Roboto. You sound like you're about to go on
Um,
stage.
my take on this, like I said, is kind of
But
different, and I might need to jump off here in a little bit. So I feel that, and of course, it is like naturally based off of feelings, but just on my observation, I notice that we have to contend with the capitalist way that things are run sometimes. Why? Because people are more important than things. So if I think, okay, what happens when we take away the quote unquote right to healthcare? What happens just in the free market? I remember, like, as a child watching this episode of Star Trek Voyager, and in this episode, that computer doctor was dropped into a ship where there were levels of healthcare based on the social structure or societal standing of the patients. And
mhm.
so patients that were on the upper level got the most care and anti-aging shit. Whereas, hey, Chris, can you mute up? Your feedbacking so bad.
Is it
Chris,
bad?
just, yeah, you're like loud. I just want you to mute while I'm talking. So yeah, thank you. Um, so, where was I? Yeah, so people up at this top floor got like all sorts of care as well as like anti-aging prevention. And people on the bottom needed that anti-aging prevention to live off, in like whatever climate that they needed, but they couldn't get access to it because they didn't have the societal standing. Here in this capitalist society, money does have the power, and we have to kind of like add the nuance and the rights to things so that we don't get the assholes that make insulin cost too much. So if we make it like not related to work, what do we make it related to? And then does that mean that everybody gets the same access to the same healthcare? Does that mean that it costs the same for everybody? How do we make it fair? And then somebody says, well, capitalism works when the laws are properly followed. Exactly. So rights have to come in because rights are simply a limitation on the government to yield to the people.
All right, hold on. I want to address a couple of things. So first of all, it kind of bent my brain there, man. Give me 1 second.
Sorry.
It's all right. So first of all, insurance companies are the reason healthcare is so expensive.
Right. And if you make like health insurers like compete with each other in the free market without checking them, then you'll get
Technically,
like the
they do.
elite. Huh?
Technically, they do. Technically, they do.
Yeah. And I don't think like we have a fair system right now.
I'm sorry, they got a what system right now?
I don't think we have a fair system right now. Am I
Oh
breaking
yeah.
up?
Well, I mean,
I
well,
feel
first
like
of all,
you're
there's
breaking up.
nothing fair. I mean, and we're never going to get to fair, but we can get better than we have. My problem with what we have right now is the idea that if you are, for example, I have your mic all the way up for some reason. I think it's because your old mic was not very good, and that's why everybody's like, Michelle's really loud, and I'm like,
Sorry, guys.
that's all right.
Maybe I could turn
Okay.
myself down too.
That's okay.
Okay.
But it's because of the insurance companies trying to compete against each other, which they don't do, by the way. They don't actually compete. But because people think they do, that's very interesting. On the other side of that, Chris banged out. Hey, guys, I had to reboot some of my sound gear this morning. In fact, I didn't actually do it. So let me do that. That's probably why I sound low. I was like, why do you guys think I'm sounding low? I am perfect. Doggone it.
I got to admit, it feels good to like out mic somebody at some point.
Does it really?
Yeah. Because normally I come in at like a very neutral kind of register that I noticed where like it's low for a female, high for a male. And when I start talking, like people don't necessarily like let me talk. I have to like be mid-sentence before they actually pay attention, before they notice that I'm saying something. And so I almost like need a little bit of peak on my volume.
Okay. I usually have to turn my volume down because
I just want to check. Am I better now?
that's
It's loud as fuck right now. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
What'd you say, Chris?
Is my mic better now, at least?
Much better. Oh, yes.
Okay, cool. Great.
All right. There we go. That should get my levels back up. I actually normally turn my mic down quite a bit because it is really loud. Yeah, she's loud as fuck. I know, right? She's got a real mic now, guys. She's a grown-up person.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of her.
Hey, W. Michelle. Loud is good.
Thank you.
So
Maybe I can turn myself down.
I can turn you down more.
Auto adjust? All right.
Yeah, if you just turn off auto adjust, you can just.
Is this better, guys? Can we just work this out now?
That's.
I don't want to.
I
don't want to
sounds
break
good
your
to me,
ears.
but I don't.
I'm so sorry, K2.
He's being funny. Don't listen to him. You're okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's weird because you've sounded fine for me, and on this, obviously with us chatting, it sounds fine, but obviously it's registering different on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and I'll do that.
I have to mess with my levels so much because I go to so many different platforms. I'm always tweaking these stupid things.
Yeah.
Because I'll be on like tonight, the way that they'll want me to do it, it's going to be totally different than normal, what I consider normal. And it's
on what platform are you doing the debate, Grit? Or who's?
So they do the audio through Discord, which I hate. And then they do the video through StreamYard. So you go into StreamYard, they mute you on StreamYard, and then you put your audio through Discord. Well, the problem with doing that is when I restream through here, I have to turn my mic down or I get a bunch of feedback.
But why do they do it like that? Why can't they just use StreamYard?
I don't know.
Sounds fucking overcomplicated.
It is exceedingly overcomplicated.
Who is this?
Prime K. So the main guy streams on Twitch, and I think that he's had trouble with StreamYard and Twitch, trying to stream to all of them at the same time. So I don't know, but yeah, and it always makes it's just so annoying to get the sound right. And I thought it was just me, but it's literally everybody. It's
tell him to switch over to the dark side that is Streamlabs.
I know. Streamlabs is where it's at.
Yo, I also did it because you did it, Grid.
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm also Streamlabs. Fuck StreamYard.
I saw that. I was in there the other day.
Yeah.
I was in there the other day and I was like, man, old Chris is using Streamlabs. Got to give him a little applause for that.
Thanks, Grid. Yeah, and thank you for showing up. I appreciate that. And everybody that missed my live.
I had such a bad headache. I was really, really.
I still wanted to thank you for showing up to debate that dude, but then you just bounced because of your head. You were like, oh, I'm out.
I'm out.
I couldn't take it anymore. And that guy's like, the stupid thing is so look, if you're going to use an argument in a debate, right? Like, it's okay if you use a shaky argument and you've got a lot of, you have a lot of like machismo and you're going to sell it, right? Like, even though it's a
Yeah.
bullshit argument, you can sell it and
Mhm.
nobody will call you on your bullshit. But the one thing you should never do in an argument is present something that is so wrong as to, and not have caught and watching it yourself, that
Yeah.
somebody literally says that 250 is a 8% of 323. I'm like,
Yeah.
I heard that. So I heard some bad math earlier, but I thought it was just like, whatever. But then that was just so glaring. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's like, you can't do that. That's dumb.
Yeah, that makes no sense. No, I was so tired. Where like I was at the end of like what I did about 20 hours live consecutively. So at that point, I was like, I'm not doing math, guys. Like I just trust grid and you guys with that. But that was good, dude. You debating him and Damien debating him was just brilliant. When Damien first came in there with all of his bullshit, he was just on fire. They were just ad homing each other and yelling at each other. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And everybody that didn't watch the live, it's gone now. It's been privated. You should have came to the live. Sorry.
His commie leftist shocker. The shooter. So yeah, the thing is that when I came in and he started talking, I was like, I tried to give him an easy way out. I tried to say, well, because he was talking about the compressor. He's like, well, once the engine starts running, it runs on compressed air and it doesn't need fuel. And I'm like, no, it uses a compressor to start, but that's not how a jet engine works. And he could have just said at that point, he said, oh, my mistake, no problem, I got you. And I would have let it go. And we could have had a way more productive conversation about something else. But no, he then doubled down and said, oh, go get some food, Michelle. I don't want you to starve.
Thank you. I'm hungry. Talk to you guys later.
All right.
Later.
See you later,
Michelle.
Michelle. Thanks for dropping by, even though you never stay long anymore.
Always
Honestly,
nice talking to you.
if you would do your late night streams again, I would.
Oh, like how late? I go to 11.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'll do those, but like, I don't know. That's like my warm up period, and then Glenn jumps on, and then I'm streaming. Like, you used to like really go, and like it was
I
perfect.
used to, but the problem is that I'm old and
Yeah.
and I have kids. I got to get up in the morning. I got
I
to
like
take kids to school and all that.
I like it when
No, it's purely
when-
scheduling.
It's awesome that you and Jump Up do the day streams, Grid, because it's like 10:30 here now for me. So the late night streams is okay. I can't do them. That's like 5 a.m. for me. So I double Grid.
Yeah. I don't know. I just couldn't get. I don't know how the guy. That guy was just so weird, man. Like, I gave him an out on the compressor engine thing, and then I tried to give him an out on just dropping that whole paper at the beginning. I was like, who's ever said that it's fine? Oops, sorry guys, I left my phone on. Whoever said that the cost of your ticket was 50% fuel? I mean, what is it? Are we back in the 60s or something? What is that all about? I was like, that's dumb. There's no way that people think that, right?
Yeah.
But that was the whole argument is that they've been ripping us off for the cost of fuel.
Well, and just the fact that the amount of fuel said that's in these planes is not the amount of fuel, because that would be impossible.
Yeah, but they're stacking trucks on top of trucks. I mean, that has nothing to do with the actual fuel that is in those tanks, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but that was just interesting. It was a very left field argument. I was like, I've never heard this
It was
before.
absolutely nuts. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. I see that they're now saying the gun was a ghost gun made by a 3D printer, so it's probably some kind of Glock gun or something like that. Although there's a lot of 3D printed firearms.
Is that for the Manhattan incident?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
he's
interesting,
a commie
though.
guy. So,
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, it's even so easy. Like, if I have a workshop, I can make a gun very easily. It's not that
I make
difficult
guns
to
every
make a
day.
firearm.
I have parts to make like 5 or 6 guns right now. There's a
Yeah,
gun right there. I built that gun right there. Not touching it. I built it right there. Built that
that's
gun.
awesome,
Put that
Greg.
one back. Huh?
Mold and everything, or did you buy components and put it together?
I bought the frame as a billet. It was what they call an 80%, and I drilled all the holes and machined the rails and fitted
That's
the
awesome.
slide and fitted all the pieces. Yeah.
That's awesome, Greg. Nice one, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I've been going later. I have been running a little late the last few episodes, but that's unfortunately, like during the daytime I can usually not run late because it's
So, Greg, did you see? I was on Andrew's TikTok invasion earlier. Did you? He's looking all dapper in his suit. Apparently, he was on Piers Morgan this morning.
oh nice.
I don't know if you know that.
I have to watch that. Hopefully he didn't pull a Destiny and look like an
No,
idiot.
no, no. I doubt that. But apparently, he was on there with his suit. He was smoking. He was giving all of them crap. I'm like, W, Andrew. He
Gotta
just
see
he
it.
just can't stop with the W's.
I know that dude's got it rolling. Chris, or at Chris, Brandon Herrera did a video on that. So Brandon Herrera actually, I think it was Brandon Herrera, but there was some guy who made a video where he turned a shovel into an AK receiver and
Yeah,
built an AK-47 out of a shovel.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I can make one right now in my workshop, and I don't have any firearm components like that would be attributed to a firearm. I can make one right now if I wanted it to take me a couple of hours, and then I just need bullets.
Takes a little longer than that, but sure. But
No,
yeah.
no, no. Like if you do basic, Greg, I have some
Oh, you're talking about
pipes.
like a zip gun or something.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
a zip
you were
gun. I
supposed to
could make
say,
a.
but that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's all
not
right.
bad.
That's all good. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
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 Yeah.
So with regard to the debate, though, it just sounds very broad.
Yeah, it's just going to be a discussion. It's not going to be. I'm probably going to get. So last week, I don't know if you watched the debate last week. I feel like I got a lot of W's last week, but
Yeah.
we'll see. It's going to be a little. It might be a little harder this week, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you got W's in your bathroom debate, and then your smashing of Millionaire Baby.
Oh, dude,
Baby
did you
face.
see that? That was great.
Yeah, I saw
That was a
that.
lot of fun, man. That was so much fun.
Greg, can you enlighten me? How does that dude have people that support him?
Dude,
Like,
there are
it's
people
so
everywhere that are
glaringly
just.
obvious that
He
he's
keeps.
emotional. He doesn't have arguments. Like the dude can't even defend himself. That's how bad it is.
You know so here's what's funny about that guy, right? Like, and look, some guys, I mean, some guys are just meant to become chalk outlines. You know what I'm saying? But
And I think that dude, I think the reason he also hides his face is like I can sense a bit of he was probably a nerd and probably bullied a lot or taken advantage of. And now, because he has money, he decided he's going to turn himself into this like super
I
villain.
don't
It's
think he
like the
has money.
archetype.
He doesn't act like someone that has money.
Yeah, I mean that's debatable, but he's
Keep talking. I got to grab this.
okay. But it appears that dude suffered some damage somehow, and then created this archetype for himself of being this badass, essentially the comic book villain.
Telemarketer got me. The telemarketer got me, bro. Snipered me.
Dude,
Telemarketer.
those bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just interesting as it's heavy portrayal of I am this thing that he clearly is not. It's glaringly obvious that he is not what he's portraying himself to be.
Let me read this and then we'll get into it. So $2 from K2. Keep on trucking. Glad you're with us, man. The millionaire baby really put those signs on I-96. No, he didn't, and
I
we
don't
all
think he
know he
did.
did. We all know he did not.
Okay.
And here's
Yeah.
the thing. So here's the thing, man. And I say this because, you know, like if you're going to argue with somebody about like how much, if you're going to make a claim, right? I claim I have an airplane. I need to be able to back that shit up.
Yeah.
Right? Like I need to be able to say, I need to actually be able to say, if you want to, you can come look at it right now. If I can walk into my garage and take a picture of one of them. So you can't lie in today's age. You can't lie and not expect people just to say, walk out in your garage and take a picture of it. Right?
Yeah.
Chronos 420. Can you talk to me about your car's extended warranty? No, you may not, sir. And this was actually, this is from the approval department. I'm sure they want to loan me money because why wouldn't they? I pay it back. So I'm a perfect person to loan money to. I get like 5 of those calls a day. So anyway, and I used to do this all the time. Somebody would be like, I remember one time when I first built the Rocket Bunny and there were only like 5 of them in the country. And the people are like, I got, this is the way this fits and I have one and whatever. And I'd be like, that's not how it fits. And be like, yeah, it does. I'm like, no, it doesn't. I'd walk out in my garage and take a picture of it. Like, look, this is how it fits. I know because I have one right here. And you can always tell someone that's full of shit because they can't or will not do that. Yeah. And they'll hide behind, well, I'm doxing myself. No, dude, you can walk out in your garage and take a picture of your car. You don't have to take a picture of the license plate. Just walk out into your garage, turn the video camera on your phone on and video you walking out into your garage, video your car.
Yeah,
video you getting in your car, right?
That Fulio that went and took the picture or videoed himself with his damn mural behind him and now bitching about doxing. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous.
Well, he's the one that told them to do that.
Literally, he told him to and showed him a big ass mural that anybody could find. But he wants to say Andrew doxed him. I don't even understand how he can mentally comport that shit in his brain. Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking goofy.
Yeah. And so it's I think Medicare is at 65 now, Chronos. 65.
65?
Yeah, 65. So, but dude, I mean, he could shut everybody up, right? Like he's sitting, and the thing is that like, he's sitting out there with his big chess set pieces, which aren't even a full chess set. And I'm like, dude, you can buy those for a couple $100, man. That's not real money. Like if you want real money, like show me.
You should go watch some of Andrew Tate's videos and see how it's supposed to be done if you want to brag about shit you own.
If you want to brag about how much money you have, yeah, right. Yeah. He literally walks out and he says, this is my new Bagara and I'm fucking, gonna open it up. Here's a key and click, gets in, drives the fuck off in it, even if it's not his. He has enough money that somebody let him drive away in that car, right? Like
that's the thing. That's the difference.
Right.
That's like you should actually be able to back shit up, and that's what I'm saying. It feels like he's probably some kind of nerd or something that got bullied a lot because he's just trying to put on this facade. It's the mask. It's everything. It's not actually. He's not actually this fucking badass real man. Because anybody that's a real dude would be able to understand how it would work. If you want to brag about shit, you should actually be able to back it up. It's the same way if you want to threaten people about being this badass, maybe you should actually be able to fight. Otherwise, you're going to get your ass clipped.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, look, anybody can ride in a helicopter. You got a couple $100, you can go ride in a helicopter.
Fuck yes, yeah. Do a tour around New York, get a little, like, you know,
Yeah,
do one of
yeah,
those
there
little
are
day
literally
trips.
helicopter tours around New York. Like,
Yeah,
why? I mean,
doesn't mean shit.
so this is actually one of the reasons why I kind of like. So originally, I was kind of like, I don't understand what beef this guy has. And then I realized that he's doing this all for clout. He's playing a character. And so the only thing to do if somebody's playing a character like that is beat the shit out of their character.
Yeah,
Right? Like and then so it's just like cam up. Why wouldn't you cam up?
yeah,
If you're a millionaire, why don't you cam up? Because millionaires are in the news all the time anyway.
yeah.
Like I've been on TV before. What the hell?
Yeah, he's worried. He's such a badass, and he's worried about doxing. Like, again, if I want to bring up the example, everybody knows where Andrew Tate lives. Everybody
Well,
knows where. Everybody knows where Mar-a-Lago is. Grid. Everybody knows. Like, that's a part of it.
but the thing is that like he's coming after people who literally have their face on camera hours and hours and hours a day, and he's wearing a mask. And second, even
And
we
I
know where
love
he
that he
lives.
claims, "I'm real." They're not real. I'm real. The one who's
Right.
wearing a fucking mask. Like,
Yeah.
he's a walking contradiction.
Did you see though? So and this is why. So people like that, I knew. There's a couple of things I knew. I knew that my camera would get out. I did not know my camera would get out of focus because it lost my fucking eyes again. But
There we go.
yeah. I got to switch back to the other. The other lens is too wide angle. It gets too much of the room. So
Grid, did you maybe adjust your lighting? Because
I
I
have.
see you, yeah, I see you getting a bit of glare on your
Yeah.
glasses. If you adjust your lighting, it might
Yeah.
help for it to
Well, I had
stabilize.
too much shadow on my face before, so that it would lose. It was losing it even more before. It's just a weird thing. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Have
am
you
getting a
tried?
little bit.
I think it's your screens possibly, Grid. Have you tried putting on like those anti-glare things you can put over your
I
PC
need to
screen?
do that. I
Yeah.
have one for my monitor here, but that monitor is a 44-inch monitor.
I
So I
think
can't.
it's that one that's hitting you. So if
Yeah.
you maybe
This
put one of
this
those
one doesn't
on.
matter, but but
Yeah.
that one right in front of me is.
Yeah,
So
it's because when you look up at the monitor, I can see it
yeah.
right there in the corner. So if you adjust, it might
Yeah,
be
well, that's
picking
why
up as a
normally I kind of sit back and everything, and now it just went worse. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I
Anyway,
did reposition things, so I need to just
yeah,
I've been moving things around a little bit, and it's okay.
yeah,
Um, but so my thing with Millionaire Bachelor was just, well, first of all, I can't take him seriously,
no,
and so then once the minute that he came after me was a mistake, because then I just
yeah,
went after him hardcore. And the thing is like I don't go after people on this channel. You've seen me. Look, I'm very
yeah,
cordial. We'll talk. We can, I don't even, if I hate you, we'll still talk cordially, right?
yeah,
But off of this channel, well, it's John Wick time because this is a
yeah. But
comedy.
it's because you're respectful, Grid, because you're actually a fucking real man. That's the difference.
Well, this is my channel. This is where I'm trying to do a specific type of show. I'm trying to refine my technique. This is not a blood sport debate channel, right? This is not a drama channel. So we
Yeah,
can go to those channels and I'll tear you up. Like Sarah loved it that I tore up MB the other night.
yeah,
She loved it, and
yeah.
here
I
it
just
would have
want to,
been.
Grid, I just want to give a shout out because I watched the start. I ended up watching some of it. I skipped through a lot of it, but I wanted to see the start of it with Sarah. Dude, she cooked him. From the start of when that stream started, she
Yeah,
was cooking his ass.
she was doing
So
it
even
perfectly
she
because
owned him.
yeah, yeah. she did it perfectly because
Yeah, she did it so well. W's for Sarah for that.
she was very polite, and she was like, "No, sir, you can't do that. That's
Yeah,
disrespectful. I still don't have my apology." And she was,
she literally burned him in the sense of she turned him into a child. He mommied
well,
him
he is a child,
so
and that's
bad.
exactly the way I treated him too. So
Yeah,
when he got up, when I came in and went after him, I'm like, I don't think he expected me to, because up until now, he and I have had very cordial conversations because I didn't really care. But the fact that he just kept coming for Andrew, look, it's just wrong to do that, right?
yeah,
Like you don't. I mean, look, all's fair in love and war, but when you make if you and I make an agreement, Chris, that I'm not going to talk shit about Chris, and you aren't going to talk shit about me, and
yeah,
we're going to be cool because maybe we had some beef or whatever. But
yeah. But
bygones are bygones.
if we're men, just
Yeah.
as the caveat on that.
If you and I make a deal, hey, bygones are bygones. We're buddies now. Maybe we're not friends, but we're gonna be men about this. If you then turn around and make even a 5-minute video saying what an asshole I am, dude, deal's off. We're back at war.
Yeah,
Like, you broke the treaty, pal.
yeah.
Like, and so he kept doing it. He over and over and over and over again.
Dude, he's like a little ankle biting fucking chihuahua.
Andrew would make a deal with him, and the next day he would break it. And the stupid thing is that, on Sarah's stream, like the week before or something, he had made a deal with MB about, hey, you're not gonna, I'm not gonna talk shit about you. You don't talk shit about me. We'll just kind of start over. And then what he do? Like, immediately started talking shit. And so Andrew came after him. And then Andrew tore him up, but I hammered him into the dirt. And he was so mad when I came in and was talking about him in a third person, that when I finally said something to him, he rage quit by the end of the first sentence. It was hilarious. Yeah. And then he sent his minion over to talk, and that was fun.
That was ridiculous. The dude that's never even met him in real life.
Yeah,
I feel sorry for those people.
How do you know he's good? Like, nobody. I tell all of you guys, man, you should not think that I'm a good person. I tell you that I'm not a good person.
Yeah,
And don't expect me to be a good person. Like, I will follow the rules as you and I set, the terms that you and I set our relationship on. I will follow that, but don't count on me being something that you imagine me to be. Right? Like, I'm exactly what I am, no more, no less.
Don't say sanctify me, because I'm not a saint. I'm going to disappoint you.
And the problem that and I've said all of that to kind of get back to, what are these men that keep these bachelors that keep following Millionaire Bachelor? And the thing is that he's one of those guys that spouts off a bunch of canned but effective rhetoric over and over and over again. And men start listening to that, and they like it, and they think that they think it's the right thing to do. And now, like a little puppy dog, because you gave this puppy dog a treat, right? So think of his bachelors as tiny little puppy dogs.
Yeah.
And they've been left out in the cold, and they're alone, and maybe they've been wet a few times, and they're little, they're just sad. They're sad little puppy dogs.
Little scraggly fucks.
Little scraggly fucking puppy dogs. So here he comes along, and he says, he tells them all of this canned, off the shelf, cheap dollar store bullshit. But they lapped that shit up because they hadn't had a meal in forever. They hadn't had anybody tell them, they hadn't had any of that. So they lapped that shit up like the little fucking puppy dogs they are. And he just keeps doling them out, little bits. And so they believe what he says. They believe he has a helicopter on call. They believe he has 57 properties, that he has mansions all over the place, which, it's fucking townhouse, dude. I live near a mansion. I do not live in a mansion. I guarantee my house is bigger than his is, and it's not a mansion. So but it's just this stupid ass behavior where, they refuse to notice the things, right? Like, and one of the things I try to be good at is I try and notice things, right? Like
Mhm.
I notice,
Being perceptive.
yeah, yeah, I like to look at stuff. And
Yeah,
when I looked at Millionaire Bachelor, I noted the first thing I noticed was the deed was a piece of shit. Like, there's
yeah,
no deed that comes that way. That's not what they look like. That's not what a buyer's order looks like. That's not what any of that looks like. First of all, it's normally not one sheet of paper. Normally, it's a fucking folder, right? And it's got all kinds of information in it.
yeah,
And and normally the deed is very ornate. If you actually have a copy of your deed. Now, the real thing is if he had said, I don't have a copy of my deed, I've never needed one, so I haven't asked for one. I
yeah,
can go down to the like I'll be honest, I don't have a deed for either of my two properties that I rent. I don't need them, right? The county knows
yeah,
they're mine, right? And if I need to, I go down there, I show my driver's license, and they'll issue me a deed. It'll cost me a few
yeah.
bucks, but I don't need a deed, right? I don't need a piece of paper.
No,
To and so that's the first weird thing was that he actually had a physical deed. Now some people do that because they like it. It gives them that sense of closure. I paid off my house and now I have this paper. I paid so much money for this piece of paper. But for me, it was like, I don't really need it. I think
yeah,
actually, I think I lied. I think I have one deed because my wife made a big deal about it, and I've never requested the other one. So,
mm,
but so that was the first thing, and then the second thing was the way he went after Andrew, which was it was very disconnected, nonsensical bullshit. And I'm like, that's weird.
he's
Whatever.
he's 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 just like those, like we said, the scraggly little
Yeah, yeah,
puppies
yeah,
that
yeah. He's the
follow
leader
him.
of the scraggly little.
He's just the alpha of the scraggly
Yeah, yeah,
puppies
yeah,
that wants attention, and
yeah.
he wants Andrew to just keep putting out little
Mhm.
sources of milk for him to lap up. He just wants that little bit. Please, Daddy Andrew, give me some attention. Type of
Well,
situation going on.
I think that he believes, and he could be correct, that he believes, and he could very well be correct that if he can pick enough fights with Andrew, that will push him up into the next level. He'll get more followers, and he'll get more subs, and he'll make more money.
I don't
Um,
under, but the problem with society and a lot of people, even if we add Logan to this, is people think followers and these people are what matters. The reason Andrew's successful and the reason people like Andrew that have fucking functioning brains is respect.
hmm.
Respect is what you should be after, not followers.
Dude, I made a mistake in Andrew's chat the other day. I wasn't really thinking because I forgot which Discord chat I was in, and
Yeah,
I was just chatting to some people, and I'm like, hey, if you guys get bored of watching Andrew beat on this dude, just come over into my come watch my show. My show's I'm going live in a few minutes, and everybody's like, yeah, yeah, cool. And then Mr. E popped up and he said, you don't promote your show while we're live, and I'm like, ah, fuck, I'm in the crucible. Fuck. So I deleted it, right? Everybody's
yeah,
like, oh, that's cool of you to delete it. And I'm like, of course I deleted it. It's his house.
yeah,
All right. And I apologized to
yeah,
Andrew. I apologized to Andrew and Mr. E. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I just kind of had a brain fart. I made a fucking mistake. It's totally
yeah.
my bad. But that's a matter of respect, right?
Yeah, that's his thing. But that's what I don't understand. It's the same reason, Grid. Like if you look at guys like Goggins or or Cam Haynes, the reason people follow them, look at what they do, is not because of the money. It's not because of flash. It's none of this. It's not because of their followers. Nobody cares. It's because they respect them as men, right? They're somebody to watch. They're entertaining, or what they do, they're actually good at.
Hmm.
It's respect. And it seems like in today's society, people just chase these superficial numbers and followers, which doesn't mean shit to give credence to the kind of man that this person is. They most of them are fucking jokes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people with a lot of times, Greg, like you, and I bring up Jim Bob a lot. You guys are actually people guys should be watching, and your followings compared to some of these people that are absolute fucking idiots. Just like it astonishes me just sometimes how bad society is, not to be blackballed, because I do believe it's not, it's not the way things will improve, right? But it's just so funny to me that these idiots can have these followings, and people don't see through their bullshit. I just don't get it.
Well, I mean, I think so. In my case, part of the thing is that as much as I do shout myself out. I don't think I shout myself out very much, and I don't. I'm very cavalier about it all, and I shouldn't be. I take it pretty seriously, except the part where I try and get people to follow me, and where I try to get people to watch
Yeah.
every minute of every show. Right? Like I don't really do a very good job of that.
Yeah,
Um,
but Greg, you're not a braggadocious kind of person. It's the same thing with me. I always try and take that tip from Andrew to be better at grifting, because I don't really care. I don't want to promote myself or
mm,
grift, but it's
yeah,
necessary for being on YouTube. But it's because you don't care. You don't really feel the need to brag because you know
yeah.
you are who you say you are.
I mean, in my case, I have an odd. I have a, I, you know, I have an odd viewpoint on this. So on the one hand, I really just want to be good enough that people just want to send the money. Like they don't feel I have
Exactly.
to. They haven't been. I don't ask them to. I forgot totally. I have a whole grift speech that I'm supposed to like, um, or that I normally would say at the beginning of the show, but or in the middle of the show, and I always forget to do it. Or not always. I very often forget to do it
I
because
think it's time for a grift speech, Greg, seeing as we're on
in
it.
the back of my head, I always just want people to just do it because they really want to do it. They really want to support the show. They really, they really think about it, and it's worth it to them, right? And
But
that's
the reason,
really
Grid,
what.
Andrew does it is people have goldfish memories and they just sit and
Yeah.
watch. If you don't remind them that kind of, this is kind of what keeps the shit running,
Hmm.
like Andrew calls it, his
Yeah.
obscene puppet breaks. You
Andrew
kind of
and,
have
and
to do
Glenn
it.
have gotten way better about that than I am, for sure.
Yeah. But you have to do it because people won't, Grid, people don't really do things unless they're asked to do things
It's
in
true.
general.
It's true. But I just, I'd really rather get there with it, and um, but there's a little bit of pressure coming on because I spend a lot of time doing this, and my wife's she's like, hey, you've been doing this for a while, and you're really not like there's so much else, and like the past, so it's interesting because for the past 4 years, I've been
Yeah.
mostly doing my own projects, where I buy houses,
Yeah.
renovate them, turn them into rentals. I did a bunch of work on the house that I'm in here. Um, so I always had a project every summer until last summer, and then that allowed me the luxury of being able to do this. Yes, K2, you do send me money. I really appreciate that too. Um, and so, but this year we're not just buying a house; we're buying like a bunch of houses, and we're not just sitting around goofing around, fixing the house up, or just minor project, lake house or whatever.
Nice.
This year I'm spending. eh, I'm I'm we're buying a business. We're not really sure which one yet. We're looking into several, but
Yeah.
whether it's the there's an industrial glass company that we buy for 1.7, or the
Yeah.
whether it's that, or whether it's the another company for 5.5 million. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of it's a lot of dedication to putting those deals together, because obviously
Yeah.
I'm not sitting on, 5 million to put into a business. So, there's a
Yeah.
lot of contracts and a lot of things, that go into and that time that I would normally spend like prepping for this show, getting everything together for doing the show. That time is actually now being spent. Before the show, the reason I was late is I was on the phone talking to somebody about, um, you know, what contracts we need and how, where do they think this deal needs to be? Is there even any use in going forward talking about it? Because,
Yeah.
is it worthwhile? Is this going to
But I
happen?
also just want to say, Grid, on the YouTube side, I don't think like the normal people that don't do this, even me jumping on panels, right?
Hmm.
You don't understand the amount of bullshit involved on the back end of
Right.
having a channel. Like most people don't understand. My eyes only got enlightened now when I started properly streaming, having a Discord, all of these things. It's a lot of fucking work that people don't see. Especially if you actually care about putting on a good show like you do and you want to prep. Similar to like what Mike Ball does with his new show. There's time, there's hours that people don't see that need to go into putting up a good show. They think you just show up and everything's already there. You just click a link and you go. That's not how it works.
Hmm.
And
I
especially
mean, you're
now
not
with,
wrong about that. You're really not wrong.
and now you're going to be the real estate mogul, Grid. So now I do get that that's
Well,
going to take a lot
yeah,
of,
kind of already. Um, we own some property now. What we're really working on now is, so I have like four businesses that I'm looking at right now. So I'm looking at an industrial plastic um, manufacturing plant.
injection
They
molding plant.
Well,
So,
not just injection molding. They do a bunch of really cool stuff, and they make the
okay.
machines that can do it as well. And it's a
Oh,
really,
nice.
really cool. It's a really cool business. It's, you know, I think they want 2.2 for it, which is probably fair. We're also looking at so that's in North Carolina, which is 4.5, 5 hours from me.
Yeah.
Um, so it's not too bad. There's
Yeah.
a glacier in Knoxville, which is like 2.5 hours from me, 3 hours, and that's actually a really attractive business. It's like 1.7, I think, is what they're asking. Um,
Sorry, what business is that? Glacier.
Industrial glass, so like
Okay.
um, building glass panels, display
Yeah.
cases,
I
um,
I like that you're
doors,
looking into
windows.
manufacturing, like with the plastic manufacturing and injection molding. The amazing thing about having a manufacturing business is if times get hard, things happen, it's all know, a possible war breaks out. These companies can easily be diverted into a new company because of the access to machines, the
Mm,
knowledge of the people working there. You can immediately start maybe manufacturing a different product, which is very good for the resiliency of the company.
hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's a it's different stuff. There's and then there's a bunch of different bit. I look at a couple a day. We're just looking for
When
the
you're
right
doing a
one.
restaurant or a nightclub, Grid,
Man, they're so risky. They're just
I know
so
that.
so risky. They're just, they fail so often. They're just
Yeah,
not.
that's why I mentioned it as a joke, because
Oh, I
because
got
those
you.
are
You're
those are
having
the
fun with
risky
me.
ones.
You're having fun
Yeah,
with
that's
me.
why I like you doing the manufacturing businesses and
Yeah,
more
I don't.
industrial side.
Yeah, I like industrial stuff, right? And I like stuff that
Yeah,
can be grown, right? So like, I like to buy businesses that are mature and are ready for expansion. So, um, uh, K2 says, "I'm not trying to kiss ass. Grid One show better than Andrew on whatever show. I I I don't think I am, but I really appreciate that comment." Says he likes shows like Grids and Just White. Okay. All right.
I mean, it's not a
Fair. I
competition,
mean,
guys. The thing is, everybody can watch whatever you want to watch, and people stream on at different times. It's the same thing with
Mhm.
following. The audiences are, they splash between everybody. It's not you don't have to be aligned to just one person,
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
feel like that's not even an argument that needs to be addressed, really. Who's better? That doesn't matter.
Used to work for a company making industrial plastic film. The machine that made those huge rolls was crazy combination of air resistance
Yeah.
and film surface tension. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, this company makes a variety of products for other people, which is good, right? So I
Yeah.
don't want to be. I want to be a B2B for the most part. I don't want to be B2C. I
Yeah.
want to be business to business, not business to client.
No, I also prefer that. If you work with businesses, clients can fluctuate, but businesses, you kind of it's more
Pretty stable.
stable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and generally their checks clear.
Yeah, I also all of my things I've ever done was usually business to business. I don't deal with going straight to clients or the consumer.
Yeah.
Because even that has a risk factor to it. I mean, it still carries a risk, but
Mhm.
it's less volatile than dealing with customers or trends or buying patterns or
Yeah.
any of this bullshit.
Yeah. That's so that's what I'm gonna. Yeah. It's just an interesting thing, like I like specific kinds of businesses. Other people like other kinds of businesses, right? Like that's no harm, no foul, no judgment. Just is what it
Yeah,
is. Me personally, I really want to I mean, basically my goal right now is to kind of keep myself busy, but I need a business where I can kind of be there but not be there, if that makes
yeah.
sense. And like I'm really
Have
this guy.
oversight, but it not be necessary. Kind of,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. It's similar to what Elon does with his businesses, right, Grid? I mean, it's because of him that they're successful, but he doesn't have to be there all the time. You just
Yeah,
got to know
absolutely.
what's going on in the business.
Yeah, so that's a real thing. So I'm gonna have to jump off here soon because I gotta get ready to go get the kids. But so
Yeah,
the thing is that when I'm dealing with a business that can grow, where I can hire more people, buy more trucks, put in more efficient equipment, then the business is scalable and I can make more money. And that's
yeah,
but also in this one business that we're looking at, the owner is actually the bottleneck because he acts as both the sales lead and the manager.
yeah,
So without him there, the company probably would fail. So like the first thing I'm going to do if I buy the company is I'm going to get rid of, or well, first of all, the owner says he'll stay on for a year and he'll help with all the relationships and all of that he's
yeah,
built. And so like when I say it's a industrial glass, it's commercial glass, right? So
yeah,
like if you're a contractor and you're building 20 houses, you would call this company and say, I need windows for 20 houses and here's the order. And then
yeah.
they'll make
Or like
build.
office buildings that have unique sizes
Yeah,
that need
office
to be
buildings,
manufactured.
right? Home
Yeah,
Depots, all that kind of thing.
yeah,
So the once I get the um once I buy the company, if I buy it, the first thing I'll do is I'll hire a manager and I'll hire a sales guy. That
yeah,
way, both of those positions can do their job better because most people, you
yeah.
can't do two jobs
No.
as
And if the owner
effectively.
stays
Right.
on, he can basically mentor both those
He
dudes
mentors
to
both of those
replace
people
himself.
and it
Yeah,
splits his workload as well. So,
yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, I'm
And
pretty,
then he just basically has to focus on mentoring them for the year, and he doesn't have to have all of these worries of still doing that while doing the business transition.
hmm?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's clever.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not the best at this, but I put a good little bit of thought in it, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't see you as being very spontaneous with things like that, especially involving money, Greg.
No, I'm not. I'm pretty I'm I can be a little bit of a stick in the mud, to be honest. You know, I'm like, I
That's a
don't know.
good thing. That's a good thing, Greg.
It's annoying to some people because they're like, it seems like an easy decision, and like just a lot of times I'll get something like, why wouldn't you have already invested? And I'm like, well, you know, I want to see this or I want to see that, or you know, I'm in the middle of doing another deal, and like, so like I could give you, you know, like if somebody, and actually I've had this happen where somebody's called me up and said, hey, I want to, you know, I got a deal for you. It's going to be X amount, and it's not a particularly big amount, and I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. And then they call me back a few weeks later and go, hey, you know, where are we at on that? And I'm like, man, I honestly, I hadn't put any more thought into it because I don't know. You know, I've got other things on my mind, and you know, it's not the end of the world, but at the same time, um, man, it's got to make sense. It's got to be,
Yeah.
um,
And I mean, anybody that says, oh, it's an easy decision, you should have done it already, just tell them the decision is as easy as I choose to overcomplicate it. The more
yeah,
I overcomplicate it, the more difficult the decision is.
yeah,
Don't tell me what to do.
yeah. Well, I think so hold on. What is Damien making fun of me? I think I saw something funny here.
No, I don't think he's making fun of it.
My goal for the next year is to sell at least. Oh, he does ultralight planes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
To sell at least 2 planes that my new company builds. Well, I mean, dude, ultralights are big right now. Are you, Damien? Are you going to Oshkosh? They have a huge ultralight field.
Hmm.
Damien, are you
He
going to
should. He
Oshkosh
should
this year?
definitely go to the airfields and the shows and go
Yeah.
bump some
Well,
shoulders.
Oshkosh is the largest air show in the world.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got to go to that.
I went 2 years. I may go. May go today,
Nice.
or not today. I may go this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This year, yeah.
I'm going to. I'm tired, man.
Yeah.
That headache that I had the other day, I was so aggravated when I was on your show. It was really bad, but I was just like, I
You
couldn't help
seemed
but be
fine.
aggravated, huh?
No, you seemed fine. You seemed
I know,
fine. I just
but I
saw at
was,
the end you were over it.
yeah. Well, I was okay, you know, as long as it was kind of mellow and we were just kind of flowing, and the headache was just kind of like numb. But the minute it started like getting, you know, where kind of there was pushback and the stupidity of everything, I was like, all right, this is dumb. Then my head's hurting.
But
And it's just making it
great, you're
worse.
not using any chemicals in your workshop or anything that could have agitated because you said you were working on the plane, right? You're not
Yeah,
doing
I mean, I
anything
use
with
brake
paint.
cleaner. Yeah, I just use brake cleaner. I don't use anything. I'm not using like I'm not sensitive to it, but I know some people get very sensitive to like paint reducer, um,
Yeah.
and things like that. None of that stuff bothers me yet. I mean, I'm still relatively young, so it could get to where it bothers me. And I know there's other people that it bothers, but I
Yeah.
have not had any issue.
I'm immune to most of these chemicals because of what I used to do. But what I can speak to is if you were maybe not hydrated enough, it decreases your tolerance to these things. So that might agitate it. So I'm just trying to think.
Yeah,
Are you
well,
drinking enough water? Good.
I think yeah, I think my water to coffee ratio might be off. I've been drinking a lot of coffee,
Yeah.
so
Because that would will usually kickstart one of those.
yeah. Building a prototype right now. Oh, okay. You know, Damien, you should get on home built aircraft. Um, let me link it, pal. Home built airplanes, pardon me. And let's see where we at.
Yeah, W Damien. Everybody in chat that likes war and likes the technical side of aviation and all of that, go check out Damien's channel. It's very, knowledge-based, fact-based, and he puts a lot of work, as we spoke about, into his shows.
Yeah. So join that webpage and talk to people. There's a lot of really knowledgeable people there, like amazingly knowledgeable. So
Yeah,
I mean, I'm there, so obviously, a bunch of smart people.
that's cool.
Yeah.
It's probably like good forums and stuff for you while you're also working on your planes, great.
Yeah, I'm actually that's one of the reasons I started I started doing my airplane videos again, is because we were having a discussion privately, a few of us, about how few people actually know how to do this stuff anymore. You know,
Yeah.
like the Volkswagen flight engines, and
Yeah.
getting, even just, some of the basic skills. It used to be that there were a lot of people around. Almost every town had somebody that had done it, or
Yeah.
their dad did it and they watched and they could teach you. And those people are still around, but they're less and less. And so
Yeah.
one of the big things seems to be the VW flight engine. So I'm actually doing a series right now on the VW flight engine. I was going to go live tomorrow, but I'm not sure that I'll have all the pieces I need to complete what I need to complete. So I'll just
Yeah.
I'll see how far I can get. I'll evaluate that tonight, and maybe I'll go live tomorrow. So
Yeah, it's something, Grit, that I've noticed a lot, and it's something that does bother me, especially with craftsmen. There is people don't realize that the people able to do all of these interesting crafts or mechanics or these things are getting less and less and less as time progresses. Guys that can work on old cuckoo clocks, all of these like interesting craftsmen that are really specialized at what they do. It's just getting less and less and less by the day. There used to be a lot of these dudes around. They're getting less and less. And if we don't preserve that knowledge, I worked in a field where there's almost no accessible knowledge for, really. There's 5 or 6 books. And everything else, everybody that's a specialist in it doesn't talk about what they do, ever. And you need to realize once these dudes move on, that knowledge is lost. The internet does not have all of the knowledge. Trust me. I've looked for many things during working on projects that there is no information about. You can go read up on another field and correlate the knowledge to what you're doing, but there's not actually the information that you're looking for online.
yeah,
People
I mean,
think
there's a lot
Google
of
knows everything.
yeah, there's a lot of truth to that.
Yeah. A lot of things I've so many times Googled things that I never find answers for. Google's not that smart.
Yeah. The well, on the other side of that is when nobody's around to teach you, you figure it out for yourself, and you figure out sometimes you figure out newer, better ways to do it. So it's a double-edged sword, but why get too excited about it?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end here. I am over time. I got to get in the house, got to get some things done, go pick up the kids, and have a good afternoon. And I actually have a concert to go to, so I'm gonna have to shower and shave and do all that kind of stuff. And you folks, be cool. I will be on Prime K's tonight, with any luck at all. I will be restreaming it to this channel. Look for it to pop up, but it will be on tonight. I will be on tonight debating leftist mostly, but also I get into it with the libertarians as well. I am an equal opportunity destroyer, and yeah, last week's was good. Just the whole thing was great, and I really enjoyed it. So hopefully, we can have a great debate tonight, and it's gonna be a good time for everyone. And yeah, you guys, be cool. Wear glasses if you need them. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, now I just answered your question. Can you tell me what epistemology means? epistemology is the study of the epistles. I mean, you can. I told me that a husband and wife is supposed to be the representation of God and the church. He said he's a husband. I asked him if he sees himself as the embodiment of God, and he said no. That doesn't make any sense.
Wait, what is the epistles?
The epistles are the apostles. Are you talking about the apostles?